Good morning, remnants. I have a word from the Lord today, and the Lord had given me this word a couple of days ago, and He's released it for today. So I want to take the time to read this dream that I wrote in my journal and give some scriptures on where we're at right now. So I just want to take the time to thank you for joining my channel. Please subscribe if you like the messages that you're hearing from the Lord, or if they resonate with you, if they reach your soul, if they move you in some kind of way that the Lord is moving you in this direction. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for joining me. So on April the 19th, I had a dream that I was in Miami and I was going to a condo there. In this dream, I was going up the condo on the 18th floor, and it was my home. And so I was going up, and I'm afraid of heights. I cannot, I don't do heights, right? But in this dream, I wasn't afraid of the heights. So went to the 18th floor. There were two buildings, and it reminded me much like the Twin Towers, like the way that the condo buildings were standing. And so my specific condo was on the 18th floor. When I got there, it was beautifully decorated. It had a beautiful scene of Miami City. And so in the dream, as I walked into the door, Jesus was with me, and I faintly saw three other angels there in the living room with me when I walked in. And I remember that the angels and Jesus were looking at me, and I heard in my mind audibly, without them even speaking from their mouths, saying, "The powers of the north, south, the northeast, south, west," exactly in that order, like a clock. And as I looked to the west, the buildings began to shake. Both towers were shaking, that I thought that the two would collide. So both of the buildings were like swaying back and forth, and I thought they were going to hit each other. I thought they were going to collide, but they did not. But the earth shook as if we were in some type of earthquake. And I said, "If I fall, I fall." And in the dream, because I am naturally afraid of heights, so in the dream I wasn't afraid. The building was shaking, and it didn't fall, but Jesus was with me with the angels, right? I had the powers of the north, east, south, and west. So I woke up, and the Lord gave me this verse, Esther 4:16, and this is what it says: "Go gather together all the Jews who are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go unto the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish." So he had given me that from Esther, when she was about to go before the king, and she had requested that the Jews would fast for her before she was going to make her appearance before the king, to speak on behalf of the Jews. So I believe that the Lord right now, the Lord had given me a release to release this word today. Today's Friday, April the 21st. I think that today's the 21st. So Friday. So I believe that we are transitioning into this season where God is going to be having us fast and praying. Many of us have been fasting and praying for a long time, intermittently fasting. But I believe that this is the season where we have been on this journey of separation. Many people are getting drafted out of their families. I like to say drafted out of their families, drafted out of their jobs, drafted out of their environment, moving to other countries, moving to other cities. And the Lord is really dividing right now. And he has been for the past couple years, but more so in this season. So what I am seeing right now is, as the Lord is gathering his armies together, there is a shaking, there is a moving, there is a place where we are all so uncertain. And in the dream, as I was reflecting back on, Miami, when we think of Miami, it's a place of prestige. It's a place of, there's big, grandiose buildings. There's the city, the lights, the everything. And so even in those places, even in the places that God has positioned us in, he is going to use us in a mighty way, right? Because we are positioned there. We are the light, right? We are the light, just the way Jesus was the light in the world. So he's going to be using us in these positions of authority, of elevation. He's elevating us. And as I was reflecting on the number 18, you think of the 18th floor. It's a big number. So I was actually telling my kingdom spouse about this number, and he is a numbers person, right? The Lord has gifted him with this gift of numbers, and he was explaining to me that in the number 18 is the angel number. It's an angel number, and so I really believe that the Lord is giving us more authority in this season. He's giving us more territory. He is pushing us forth into a position of where we are being able to be movers and shakers. And those of us that have been the remnant, that we have been fasting and praying, we have been behind the scenes, we have been in the caves, we have been soldiers for Christ behind the scenes, right? We're coming out of these places into these places of authority and prominent places in cities and prominent places in countries and elevation, right? And so this is the season that we're walking into right now. And I encourage you all to fast and pray the next 3 days and petition the Lord as we are still transitioning into these places of authority. And we are currently in those places now. So, and that is my word for today from the Lord. And I hope that you all have a blessed day. I look forward to making the next video as the Lord leads. And I look forward to giving you another video, and y'all have a blessed day.